Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and today we are at the beautiful Onslow County Discovery Gardens here on Highway 24-258. We have these gorgeous fountains, pavilions, walkway. This is a wonderful place to visit. Now, of course, we have some great guests. We'll be talking with Matt Mano about the upcoming Community Health Needs Assessment. We'll also talk with Darian Pelkey from Onslow County DSS about foster families and appreciating our foster families this month. We'll also visit with two friends from Onslow County Animal Services, Danny Cook, and also with Jennifer Montefort, talking about upcoming special events and how you can volunteer at Animal Services. And we can't forget our special guest, Bo. We also spoke with our friend Lisa Rayburn about the Visit NC Farms app, about finding that perfect farm in your community, from finding that perfect pumpkin to that flat of strawberries. And then we'll visit with our friends from the Onslow County Public Library, Tori Parks talking about kicking off summer reading, and Jen Mello and Devin Rains with the upcoming Comic Book Fest event happening at Main Branch Library. There is a lot to do here in Onslow County, and we're so glad you're here. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Matt Mano from the Onslow County Health Department. Matt, welcome back.
It's always great to be here.
So last month, we kicked off an early conversation about the Community Needs Health Assessment that was coming forward.
Yes.
It's officially launched. Tell us how it's begun and then where we're going from here.
Absolutely. So we started our community surveys, and so we've been collecting data for those. So now the biggest part is we want our community's input on what are health priorities in the county. So between those surveys going out, they'll be live. The survey will be live until May 31st. Okay. And so people can go online to our website. They can click the big red button at the top that says Health Survey, and they can give us their input. We'll be collecting all of the surveys, like I said, through the end of May, and then we'll also be conducting focus groups with different agencies, partners throughout the county to see, again, get more qualitative data on what those health priorities are. And so between that and then a bunch of other sources, of course, census data, our state health department data, we'll be kind of taking all of that, and we have a third party called Ascendium that's going to be putting all of that into a beautiful report for us for our community health needs assessment. And that's what kind of is going to drive the next 3 years of programming for the health department.
All right, well, let's kind of drill down and get some details. First, we want to talk about the survey. You mentioned that it's online.
Yes.
And that people can go on, press that big red button. What sort of questions might they expect? What
Absolutely.
Are we looking? What are we assessing? And the first and foremost, the survey is how many questions?
It is 43 questions.
All right, 43 questions. And let's talk a little bit about some details.
Absolutely. So, of course, you say 43 questions, you're like, oh my goodness, this is a long survey. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get through. They're not super hard questions. Everything is like a multiple choice, A, B, C, D. What do you feel is most important? It kicks off with the simple, what's your zip code, demographic information, no identifiers, so you don't have to put your name, completely anonymous. The best part with the survey as well, if you don't want to answer a question, you just skip on past it, or you select prefer not to say, and then you keep moving on to the next question. It's going to ask information about mental health, about access to care, whether you feel like you have enough providers in the community for primary care, whether we have enough providers for mental health care along with substance use. It's also going to ask questions about maternal health. It's going to ask questions about tobacco, And then some other questions as well. Everything, like I said, you'll go through, and then 43 questions. Once you submit it, it gets over to the main database, and then it gets compiled with all of those other questions as well. And the questions are standardized, so we're part of a regional work group for this, Health ENC.
Okay.
And so all of those questions get put together, and we'll be using that to compile a lot of our data and help inform us with the health priorities for the county.
And when they do that, so you all, and this is something you do on a semi-annual basis, and then you have your intermittent kind of revisit. When you build these questions, when you build these questions out, based on data that you've gathered in the past, new information that's come into you all where you said we need to know a little bit more about this, how do you build the survey?
Absolutely. So some of these questions are coming out of our current community health needs assessment, our community health improvement plans, but also some of the questions also are derived from just general health information, health priorities from what we have done or what we see as an upcoming priority, what the community, we've kind of heard around the community, that issues are, because the biggest thing is the survey is so long because we want to make sure that we catch what our community deems as health priorities and what they're identifying. So we don't want to just ask them questions about programs that we're currently doing, because again, those programs might change based on what the need is in the community. And so we want to make sure that we get all-encompassing data, which is what makes a longer survey, but it also makes it so much more important, and it makes it so much more influential whenever we have all of that information gathered. Now,
you say gather all of that information, build this beautiful report, as you say. It does not go on a shelf. This is a living, breathing force that you all apply.
Yes, so the 2024 CHNA, the Community Health Needs Assessment, it'll be coming out at the end of the year. And it's a follow-up from our 2021 Community Health Needs Assessment. So every 3 years we do it, and then through those 3 years we have our Community Health Improvement Plans, and so we call them CHIPs. And so those CHIPs are determined based on the health priorities that come out of the CHNA. And so you can kind of see all the programs that we've been working on in 2021 through, we call it scorecard. And so on our website we have the scorecard, and it is that breathing document. We update it monthly, quarterly, annually, depending on what the metrics are from it. And so all of those health improvement plans come from the information that we've got from the CHNA. And so in 2024, once around August, once we get all of the data compiled, we'll be seeing what those health priorities are, and we'll be identifying those for our next community health improvement plans. And then through 2025, we'll be working on that for the next 3 years.
Now, and it's, when you say we, it's also not just the Onslow County Health Department. You have a lot of partners as well.
Absolutely, and we partner with Onslow Memorial Hospital for the CHNA itself, and then we also have a lot of partners that, like you just said, will come alongside of us. One of our current community health improvement plans is mental and behavioral health, and so with that we have substance use in there. We have adverse childhood experiences trainings to help inform our community about a trauma-informed mindset, and we partner alongside with peers for that. And so we have a lot of different partners that help us with these different things. So we have health educators that are going out, they're presenting these programs, they're teaching the community, helping to kind of educate on the different types of chronic disease prevention, mental and behavioral health, health equity, health disparities. So there's all the programs within those health improvement plans that we are partnering with agencies, whether to come alongside of them or whether to help work with them to educate the community.
You know, when we think about these partnerships, we think about reaching out to the community, and you oftentimes think about the individual. This is an individual's health concern. This is an individual's decision, to improve their personal well-being. But with the individual is also the community. Talk about how helping one helps everybody, and helping everybody helps that one.
Absolutely. So you think about those partnerships, you think about those kind of classes and programs that we do, and a lot of them we do to individuals or we do group programs, but you think about, for example, our diabetes prevention program. It's done for individuals, but you do it in a cohort. You do it with 8 to 10 other individuals. You do it for a year long, so that you're developing relationships with those individuals. It's helping with accountability, and you're not just increasing the health or bettering the health of the individual and changing lifestyles, but you're doing it for the whole group. And so the goal is, again, if you can help educate one individual, what we would love to see is a snowball effect. Right? They help to educate the circles that they're around as well.
And also, then we also think about other impacts. We think about, lost work time, or we think about economic impacts. I mean, this is truly that butterfly effect,
yes,
right, of
yes.
making a healthier community.
And you think about it, we look at our social determinants of health. So you see our physical health, but then social determinants of health like access to healthcare, transportation, education, those kind of sidebars that you don't think about would affect somebody's health, but they do. If they don't have transportation to get to primary care or to get to the doctor, that can affect their health. If they don't have the education or health literacy to know, oh my goodness, I have high blood pressure, what does that mean? And they're not going to continue on to the doctor to make that appointment to either get the medication they need or change the eating habits they have to be able to regulate that.
So this really is a big picture about the health and well-being. As you say, it's a community health needs assessment. It's the health and well-being of the community.
Absolutely, yes.
Now, Matt, one more time, we do want folks to know how to get to the survey, how to participate and engage with you all. How's the best way to do that?
Absolutely. So you can go to our website, onslowcountync.gov. There's a little blue bar at the top with a red button. It says Health Survey. They can just click that and it will go straight to the survey. We also have it on our social media platforms, so Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also Twitter. They can go ahead over there. We have different posts for the survey on there. And then we also have different billboards around the community posted. So
Seeing them, they look great.
There's a short link on there. So if they can't remember the whole website, they can go to bit.ly/Onslow Health.
Fantastic. Matt, thank you for what you and your team and everyone at our Onslow County Health Department, your partners are doing to make us a happy, healthy community. We look forward to having you back when you start getting that data,
yes,
and we can start sharing what next steps are.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Darian Pelkey with the Onslow County Department of Social Services. Darian, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So this is a very special observance with Onslow County DSS this month. We are here to talk about Foster Care, Foster Parent Appreciation Month. Tell us first and foremost why it's so important to you all to say thank you to your foster families.
It's so important to say thank you to our foster families because they do the most incredible work for the kids in our community. They partner with children and families to fight many different types of child maltreatment. And it's not something that's easily done. It takes dedication day in and day out, and we're so appreciative of our families.
So you have how many families currently serving as foster families?
We have 47 families total right now.
Okay, and this is for children 0 to 18?
0 to 21.
0 to 21, okay. I always like to have that clarification,
yeah,
because we don't oftentimes think of those young adults, and that's a pivotal part of our community. So 0 to 21, 47
yes,
families,
sir.
And how many children currently are placed?
We have 97 children in care currently.
Okay, now not all of those families are able to be here in Onslow County, correct?
Correct. Sometimes children require a higher level need of care, and our families are licensed for family foster care, so we'll have to place outside of the county when we do have those children that require a higher level of need.
Okay, but these are folks who are providing homes,
right,
providing families. Talk about your families for a minute. The decision to become a foster family, a foster parent, and opening up your home. Talk about how they've not just opened their home, but they've opened their heart.
Right, so our families are some of the most selfless and dedicated people that I know. They are willing to be open and go through the trenches with our families and our children that do come into care. They're willing to set their emotions aside and know that it's all about the children and about helping that family overcome whatever it is that brought them into care.
And they build that support system, that place, that soft place for those children to be.
Right. It's very difficult and hard to get past, the emotions and the stories that these children go through, but our foster families have a really wonderful way of being able to set that aside and truly partner with the families and children that our agency helps.
Well, and a lot of that is the relationship that you all have built with foster families and the ongoing training and support. Talk about the importance of that relationship too.
Yeah, so our licensing social workers and our permanency planning social workers are in and out of these homes. They're able to talk to these families at the drop of a hat and able to provide that ongoing support. Our families are willing and able to go through any type of training necessary, and a lot of the times it's training that they need that is something that's currently happening in their home with these children, whether it's behavior, mental health, or even learning how to partner with families who've gone through substance use.
So it's in the moment sometimes. It's it's that we have to create a response to this, and let's work with your team, work with the family, work with the child and their families. Now, you all also like to do things to show the love to these wonderful families. So how are you throughout this month going to shower your foster families with some love and appreciation?
Yeah, so we're actually celebrating our foster families on May 17th at Hines Farm. We're going to have games, music, activities, and we're going to serve them dinner as just a small thank you to all the work that they continue to do.
One of the other things that we know that your foster families go through, it's not just the everyday, but it's those special moments like holidays and birthdays. How can we in the community show some extra support to you all? Do you all, I know that you do Christmas cheer and you do special programs with your building your family baskets and have celebrations. Even though we're far from that holiday season, is there something we can do now? Is there something that how the community can help you all?
Yeah, definitely. We have wonderful support here in Onslow County. I've been to many counties, but I've never seen the support like it is here. Many ways that people can help are just simply calling and asking what are the needs, is there any needs that are unfilled, and even offer services. Sometimes it's as simple as a family might need a door or a window fixed. They may need a bed or a couch in order to just have small steps to bringing their children home.
So we can show them some appreciation too.
Absolutely.
Now, there are folks who are watching us who are perhaps thinking that this might be something that they would like to do, that they would like to open their heart and open their home. What are the first steps for folks who are pondering the decision to become a foster parent?
There is a website called ncswlearn.org, and on there is an orientation video for anyone that might be interested in becoming a foster parent. The next steps to that would be to reaching out online. On our website, we have a form where you can fill out and show interest, or by contacting John Heinzman. He is also the foster care supervisor, and he's more than willing to chat and talk about the requirements and what's needed for those that are interested.
Now, as we all, again, say thank you to our foster families, I'd love for you to talk personally just a minute about your relationship, what you've sort of seen, and what it feels like to work with these families.
It's an incredible experience. For me, I get to see kind of both sides. I get to see the maltreatment that has brought children into care, but I also get to see these people that can lay everything aside and say, we're going to pick you up, I'm going to meet you right where you're at, and we're going to make sure that we can overcome this. And that's partnering with the child, but also partnering with the family and the extended family. And to me, it brings me so much joy to see when people can overlook in order to find a solution and continue to build upon strengths. That's one of the most important things in this work, is to just continue to move forward.
That is a beautiful sentiment. This is what our families are for. We always, when we say somebody's doing the best they can, sometimes they are.
Right.
And these foster families said, that's okay, we're here for you. For folks who want to know more, I'd love if you could direct us to your website and to your telephone number just one more time there at DSS.
Yeah, so it's at Onslow County DSS under the foster care, and John Heintzman is our supervisor. His phone number and email is listed on our website.
Fantastic. Well, Darian, thank you for being here. A special thank you to you and the very special folks who are our Onslow County foster families.
Thank you, and thanks for having us and letting us celebrate our foster families.
Welcome back to Onslow County today, and you can see I have two very special guests. I have Danny Cook with the Onslow County Animal Services Department. And Danny, this is the lovely Bo.
That's little Bo.
He is fabulous and reminds me of an Oreo cookie and has been just as sweet as he can be.
He's pretty scrumptious.
Danny, talk to us about the special events that you all have coming up, because we oftentimes think of animal services and we're going to go there and we're going to visit with you all and we're going to, you know, perhaps adopt that perfect fur baby. Yes, you are perfect. But you all are out in the community. I mean,
we are
out and about. I saw your staff out this weekend. So talk about how you all get out and share your story and your friends.
So with the shelter, I know we're kind of hidden in a corner. So a lot of people don't even know that we're there. So one of the ways to get out and get the animals some exposure is to do events.
Okay.
I do at least 2 events every month at both locations of the PetSmarts in town, so the one on Western Boulevard and the one on Yop Road.
Okay.
We also have other events, like we were at Sturgeon City this past Saturday for their Earth Day event, and we have events pop up here and there kind of all over the place. There's always something going on.
Well, you know, the best thing is, and you all have a tremendous social media presence. I love to watch and see, and you say how many friends got adopted this weekend, or who got adopted, or who might be available to find a new home. But this idea of outreach also really does show people firsthand the team of folks. Talk a little bit about how important it is to build those relationships out in the community.
It's extremely important, because without those relationships, our animals wouldn't get anywhere. We would be full all the time, and it's sad. They need out, they need friends, they need exposure, they need homes.
And everybody, you know, all shapes and sizes. So we're not just, you've got senior dogs, you've got brand news, and you all host these events to let us know just how we can help you as well, not just through adoptions. Talk about other ways.
So other ways you can help is donations. We go through so much food every single month, every week really, just to feed all of our friends, both canine and feline. So donations always help. Volunteering, which my friend Jennifer is going to talk about, helps a lot as well, because we need volunteers just to make things like events and just our day-to-day happen. But with the events, when I go out there, I try to let people know you might not be able to take one home today, but I always have information on fostering, which my friend Melissa talked about last time when she was here.
Yes, for sure.
So I've got information on fostering when you guys come to see me at events. Stop by any event and I will give you a list of things that I have for you guys to do.
And the best way to learn about where you're going to be next, how can we learn?
On our Facebook page.
Fantastic.
We tend to send out little flyers and, hey, come see these pets at this location on these days.
All right.
And while we're at the location, we try to send out videos and stuff as well, just to remind people, hey, come see me.
Come see Danny and come see Bo and his other friends. Danny, the last thing I want to ask you about is when someone makes this decision to open their home, to bring in a new fur baby, talk about what you see in the faces of those families.
So when they actually come and find their forever friend, it's a pretty awesome thing, because see, the puppies and the dogs themselves, they light up. They're a little confused because they're like, wait, we're leaving here? What's going on? But then once they go out, They trot happily, they take their freedom ride, and they go home.
Their freedom ride and
Yes.
head to their permanent home. Well, Bo, thank you for having Danny join us today and bringing her over here. Danny, the best way to reach you all, the best way to find out more about animal services, to find out how we can open our homes to be a forever family, what do we need to do?
You can either contact us at Onslow County Animal Services, or you can check out our Facebook page. Either way.
All right, well, Danny, it has been a real joy having you here.
It's been nice talking with you
I
too.
look forward to our next visit,
Yes.
and we want to be on the lookout for you at any of these special
Correct.
events.
Yes.
And look for building our family and adding a forever family member. Danny, thank you. Thank you, Bo.
Well, you ready to go?
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and welcome back to Jennifer Montefort, who we have not had a chance to visit in quite a while.
Well,
it's
thank
so
you for
good to
having
have
me.
you back. Jennifer, you are the administrative assistant with Animal Services, but man, that title, right? It belies all the fun things you get to do. And one of the things we want to talk about is volunteerism and what that looks like at Animal Services. So one, we want to talk about what volunteers are and what they mean to Animal Services. How do you volunteer? And then how do you really make a difference? So the first thing we want to talk about is volunteerism at Animal Services. What does that look like?
So we have a wonderful volunteer program, very flexible. We have people in our community. We have high school students, college students, retirees, Marines, a little bit of everyone. So we try and be really flexible about inviting people in to spend time with our animals. They help us with everything from shelter chores to caring for the animals to exercise and enrichment, which is all hugely important for the animals that are in our care.
Now, you mentioned from high school. Is there an age restriction? How old do you have to be to volunteer with Animal Services?
16 and up.
Okay, and so 16 and up, you come in. Is there an actual application process? If I just wanted to walk in off the street and say, I want to be a volunteer with Animal Services, you're not going to just give me a name badge and send me to work, right?
No, we do have a bit of a process. So
Okay.
we do hold several information sessions every month during the week and on Saturdays. Invite people in who are interested in volunteering and give them a tour of the facility, speak about our program and Animal Services, and make sure it's something they want to continue with. And if so, we get them started on that. There is an application and things required by the county, but
Sure.
we get you in, we get you trained, we get you shadowing experienced volunteers until you're independently volunteering.
Now, when students are volunteering, of course, oftentimes that's one of the great places they can go to earn their SAT hours and National Honor Society, so they get scholarship benefits as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of them come in that are doing SAT hours, or for certain clubs, we have a lot of college students come in for service learning hours.
Oh, very good.
And we are happy to write letters, sign whatever needs to be signed to get them their extra hours, and then have them come in and help us out.
Now, oftentimes though, and I know from our own experience, when those volunteers come in for an expected period of time, like, oh, I just have to earn 5 hours, it very rarely is just the 5 hours, right? There's a lot of love that they develop for your agency.
Yeah, we do have a minimum of 20 hours. We do ask that people coming in do commit to at least 20 hours because
Okay.
of the time we put into training. But often, people will come in with an expectation and then stay with us, and we're very happy to have them.
Exceed those expectations.
yes.
Now, you talk about the importance of training. We are working with wonderful creatures like our friend Bo, who was just with us. Talk about how important that quality training is that you all give.
Well, safety is hugely important. You're dealing with animals in a dynamic environment. So we
Sure.
want everybody to be safe, our staff, our volunteers, and our animals. So we do have protocols that we make sure everyone learns before they're handling the animals.
Very good.
And they do have a shadow period with our experienced volunteers until they feel comfortable doing it on their own. we don't ask volunteers to do anything they're not comfortable with.
Sure.
So they kind of craft their own experience.
And that's really, you know, again, going with your gifts, you know, and what you can do, and the most that can most benefit you all and benefit the animals that are there. If folks come in and want to volunteer, how long does the training usually typically last? I mean, is it a one day? Or does it vary?
It varies because there is a background check for
Sure.
anyone over 18 because of the county. But we try and get you in and through the process as quickly as possible. So it really depends on you coming in for that information session, and we'll go from there. You get your application in and we'll get that process moving. So generally it's a week or two before we get you in for your training, and then you start volunteering.
Now, talk about the rewards of volunteering. What do your volunteers say? What is their experience?
Well, volunteering is great for our animals, and everyone always thinks of that, but it's mutually beneficial for us. So spending time with animals reduces stress, it lowers your heart rate. It's great for the animals, but it's also, you know, very rewarding for us to spend that time with the animals and just decompressing along with them.
Right. So if folks want to reach out to you, they'd like to know more about volunteering, what's the best way to reach you, Jennifer?
They can reach out, they can message us on Facebook, Onslow County Animal Services, and they can reach out via email to animalservices@onslowcountync.gov, or give us a call. We're happy to help anyway.
Well, it's fantastic. I think that what you all do is beautiful. And wonderful, and we are so grateful, and we're so grateful that you've shared the chance for people to give back and join in with the great work that you do.
Well, thank you so much. Summer's coming up, so I know people will have some free time, so we'd love to see a lot of people come in and spend some time with the animals.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County today, and this feels like a reunion. We have our friend Lisa Rayburn from the Onslow County Cooperative Extension Office. Lisa, it has been so long. I'm so glad you're here today.
It's so good to be back together.
It's springtime, and you know, we know that means things are in bloom and things are beginning to grow, and you have this great program through Cooperative Extension that has been created for the state, this Visit NC Farms. I want to know all about it, and how do I load it onto my phone, and how do I best use it? So the first thing is, talk a little bit, the app has been in place for a couple of years, but you all have been building relationships and building an experience with Onslow County Tourism. So talk a little bit about the app, and then we're going to talk about how to use it, and then it might be time to go pick some strawberries. I don't know. So let's get started.
Absolutely. So the Visit NC Farms app is an app that was created for the state by the North Carolina Department of Agriculture. And we were really lucky here in Onslow County Cooperative Extension and Onslow County Tourism partnered together to make this app available for free to our growers. So what this means is if we have a grower that invites the public to their farm. So anybody who grows strawberries or vegetables, or maybe has a pumpkin patch in the fall, even our local seafood producers or our livestock producers who sell beef or meat directly to the public, they can all be listed on the app. And then you as a community member, you can go to the App Store on your phone, and this app is available both for Apple and for Android users.
Okay.
So you just go to your App Store and search Visit NC Farms, and the app's going to come up. And once you download it to your phone, then you'll find all of the cool things that you can find on the app. So this time of year, of course, I'm always thinking about strawberries.
For sure.
You know, this is prime season for us, and maybe you want to go find a U-Pick strawberry farm. Well, maybe you've been here a while and you know the U-Picks closest to you, or maybe you're new to the area. But either one of you can go on, look at the app, and find U-Pick farms around you. So if you've been here forever, maybe you'll find somebody new, And if you're new to the area, it will help you find the farms that are around you.
This is how fantastic, because we all want to know, you know, where our food comes from. And we want to have not just the experience of picking up some strawberries in the grocery store, but, you know, when my children were little, that was a huge fun thing, you know, go out and fill that bucket full. Try not to eat too many in the process, right? So the one thing that is really, the first thing, if you will, that's striking about this is for our farmers, this doesn't cost them this anything to participate. You all have made that possible through tourism's assistance. And so, one, this is free. How do those farmers get listed? How do they apply to be on the actual app?
Yeah, so they can do one of two things. They can either go to the Visit NC Farms website, so they can go to the computer, type in Visit NC Farms, and on that website there will be a button that they can click to sign up for the app.
Okay.
If a farm is here within Onslow County, and we've also done this in Jones, Onslow, and Lenoir counties as well, in those counties a farm can simply call their cooperative extension office and say, I'm interested in being on the app, and they will be routed to myself, and I can make sure that that happens for them.
All right, so there is a little bit of a vetting process, but you also, in your role as, you know, the commercial hort agent, you're out there, you're meeting these farmers every day, you're seeing them, you know their products too.
Yeah, so I mean, a big reason that we wanted to bring the app to our area is in my work with commercial fruit and vegetable growers, I know where these guys are, but I see people asking questions. They say, I want to find strawberries, I want to find green beans, and they don't know where to go.
Right.
And so when this opportunity was available, I thought, how great is that? Because you can literally just use your phone, and you know how your Google Maps shows you what's around you and you can search for fast food or whatever?
For sure.
The Visit NC Farms app allows you to use an app and search for whatever wonderful fresh produce or maybe locally produced meats or honey or eggs are around you. And isn't it great to be able to find those resources that way?
You know, and I think it's that that very contemporary way, right? It's the 21st century way of, I want the best strawberries. I want what's best for my family and what I know will taste great. And what a wonderful way to create that connection.
Right.
Because that's what we do. You know, you ask that question, and sometimes you don't even realize you're asking it, and it answers anyway.
Right.
So there's your app right there for you. Since this has been going on a couple of years, what has been the response? What have you seen? How do your farmers feel about this?
So the really neat thing about this app is I have farmers that have told me they have people coming to the farm who have lived down the road for them, you know, within 5 or 10 miles for years, who have not necessarily known that their farm was there or what all their farm offered.
Oh, wow.
So that was really neat for me to see that connection. And they do say, particularly amongst younger clients, that they have found younger clients coming to the farm who didn't otherwise know that they were there. And I think the neat thing about, you know, when we go to the farm to get our produce or our meat, not only are we like learning that connection of where that food actually came from, but we're helping our farmers as well. When we look at these kind of rising food costs that we're seeing in the grocery store and places like that, those prices are not trickling down to our growers. Those prices are happening in the middle of the supply chain.
Right.
And so when we go to our growers and buy product directly from the growers, they're seeing all of the value of that purchase. And you're getting produce that is as fresh and close to harvest as you can get it.
And there is a difference, right? We know that there is a difference in the flavor. We know when it's grown in local soil, it's got that Onslow County or Eastern North Carolina flavor to it. We know it, and it tastes like home.
Yeah.
It tastes like home. Lisa, again, we want people to know exactly how to download the app, so take us step by step. I pick up my phone, talk to me sort of like, you know, I'm not the tech genius that lots of folks know me to be, right?
It's really very easy. So you go to your app store,
Right.
search Visit NC Farms. The app is going to come up and you can see what our logo looks like here.
Very good.
You're going to download the app. And once you've downloaded the app, there are two ways you can do it. You can do a search by list, or you can use a mapping feature. I encourage people to use the mapping feature. So you're going to enable your location services. And then when you search, whether you're searching for strawberries or beef or a farm stay, or maybe it's getting close to fall and you're looking for a pumpkin patch and a corn maze for the kids, you're going to search for whatever you're looking for and it's going to show up around you on the map. And when you see a farm that's interesting to you, you can push on that farm and it will actually let you call or route directions to that farm right there from within the app.
You've done all the work for us. And I know the minute I download it here in this space where we are, all around us are several, from your farmer's market to our friends at Heinz Family Farms. I mean, all just surrounding us right here, just a wealth of availability. Lisa, it is always a pleasure. I don't want our visit to be so long next time, or between visits.
We'll do it again soon.
All right, well, thank you, and visit NC Farms. We are looking forward to it.
Absolutely, thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Tori Parks from the Onslow County Public Library. Tori, welcome back.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for having me.
So we want to know what is going on at the library. We always know there are big things brewing.
Yes.
All you all working all your magic over there. Tell us what's going on at the library.
So last month I gave you a little bit of a hint about our summer reading program, right? And I told you that the one word was adventure.
Absolutely.
Well, now I'm going to tell you the entire theme.
Very good.
So our summer reading program this year is called Adventure Begins at Your Library.
Well, fantastic. Adventure begins. Now, summer reading, long-standing tradition for 0 and beyond who love reading, to introduce all forms of reading. What kind of things do you all have planned for your adventures? Because every branch always has such great things to do.
Yes. So in June, we are going to have a big summer reading kickoff. And instead of doing it how we did last year, having all the branches kick off together at one time, we are actually going to have a kickoff at every single branch.
Very good.
So we're going to have food trucks and bounce houses and all sorts of fun things like that. So you can sign up there during that time, or you can sign up anytime online. And anytime you clock your reading hours and you get a certain amount, then you are entered into a prize drawing.
Fantastic. And always, you know, it is wonderful to watch as our families come in every day, check in, sort of look for that next big fun read. And then at the end of the summer, when they start to come back and collect their prizes and just, you know, watch those points grow, if you will. And so it's always a lot of fun to see the process.
Yes.
You all also, with all of your summer reading, each branch always does some really cool things that are individual to those branches as well. Have you got any ideas that you can share with us, some of the things that we're looking forward to? We know we have the big kickoff, which is always, you know, a lot of fun. We're already talking with our branch in Richlands about what's going to be happening.
Yes.
Well, sort of what things do you all have on the books and ready?
So we have some things planned as far as some special programming. Especially, we have a new book club coming at our main branch, and it is specifically geared towards first and second grade.
Okay.
So we've had a lot of inquiries about, you know, when are we going to get a book club, you know, for this certain age group. So we do have a book club coming that is specifically geared towards those, you know, age of people. And that'll be at the main branch, and it will be in June, July, and August.
Very
good. And hopefully, if it is successful, then we can continue to serve those young patrons.
Well, it's such a pivotal time, as you know from your time as a kindergarten teacher.
Yes.
That's that moment, right? We read every moment from, you know, the moment we're carrying children, read to them in utero and beyond, but that just that moment between kindergarten, first grade, second grade, when that love really is entrenched.
Yes, that's when we need to pull them in. So that's what we're trying to do.
Very good. I'm always going to put a pitch in. There's nothing like Junie B. Jones to get a first grader in love with a book. So we're going to kick off. We're going to have summer reading. We're going to have these adventurous moments and get everybody out on their journey of reading. Kick off at each of the branches. Very different approach.
Yes.
From the big mass launch that we've done in the past. For folks who want to learn more, you all have a great social media presence, great website. Tell folks how to follow you, how to learn more.
So if they want to follow us, I always suggest Facebook first. We are getting lots and lots of new followers, especially just after our Taylor Swift event that we had.
Of course.
So if you have not seen that, check it out. That was awesome. So obviously, Facebook, Instagram, and our website is the best way.
Very good. Well, we've got some of your colleagues joining us now in a minute. Tori, it is always nice to have you here with us and share what you're doing. And now we're going to meet some characters.
Yes, thank you,
They are
Lisa.
the best. Thank you, Tori. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us are some of our most fun guests. But I'm a little disappointed, friends, because last year I had a Mandalorian. I mean, y'all came full out. You're still characters, and I still love you for that. But not quite as flamboyant as last year.
It's a little more prep work for the event than for the all out right now. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
We got you. So we should introduce you. We've got Devin Raines and Jen Mello from the Onslow County Public Library. Last year when we were out at Deppy Park, full on costumes.
Yeah.
This year a little subtle. That's okay. You're still here to promote a really terrific event. And that is this fantastic comic event that you're hosting. Tell us the event, the title, the official title, the date, the time, and location. So we'll start with you, Jen Mello. What is this fun event that you all are bringing back this year?
Well, Onslow County Public Library is hosting our second annual Comic Book Fest. We did, of course, have our inaugural Comic Book Fest last year in 2023, and we decided, just with such a good turnout, our patrons really enjoyed the program last year, so we decided we were going to do a second year and bring it bigger and better.
Bigger and better. And Devin, you're going to bring it back bigger and better on what day, date, and time?
May 18th. This is a Saturday. Since we did have such a big participation last year, we're extending it an hour.
Okay.
So we're doing 10 to 3 this year.
10 to 3. Fantastic. And this is going to be at Main Branch on Doris Avenue.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Comic Fest. What is this? What does this look like, Jen Mello?
Well, we really just wanted to bring to our patrons, just the art of storytelling through comic books. Obviously, a lot of people don't see comic books and graphic novels necessarily as, literary sources, but it certainly is. So it's just another way to kind of bring that to our community, and it's something that we feel that we need in the area, so we're glad that we're able to bring that.
And Devin, I have to ask, you all, it did so well last year. Y'all are bringing it back for this year. What were some of the highlights of last year that you all said, cannot wait to do this again?
Well, we definitely loved seeing everyone out in costume. We had all age ranges participating in costume contests, so that was a lot of fun. Our commissioners helped us judge that contest, so that was a lot of fun to see what people dressed up as, how they dressed up, all that fun stuff. We had a ton of events or like crafts that the kids can interact with. We're doing more adult events as well this year. So hopefully we can get some Dungeons and Dragons fans out, and we can get some more Pokemon fans and things like that for the community. But we're just hoping to showcase a lot more of the art this year.
The art, fantastic. Now, Jen, we talk about, bringing this event back and how successful it was last year. When you think about last year, what were some of your highlighted costumes? What did you see people and you thought,
oh gosh,
how did they do that? Like, between, and this is me, all the Spider-Man and Man
Yes.
universe.
We had a lot of those. We had a lot of spider people last year.
A lot of spider people.
Yes, we had a lot of spider people. Spider-Man. We had whole families dressed up like Spider-Man last year, and I feel like that was great. I think I took pictures of several families that were dressed up last year and participated in the costume contest. So that was definitely a highlight for me, just because obviously there's, a lot of people love Spider-Man. We did have Project Superhero last year. They were a big highlight for me because they stayed in character the whole time. Wow. They were really great interacting with patrons, with our volunteers. So that was really great. Unfortunately, we won't have them this year, but we do have a lot of cosplayers coming. We do have our Wilmington cosplayers group coming back this year. They'll be doing another panel for us, so that should be really great. We are actually going to have some official Star Wars people coming from the 501 First.
Ooh.
I'm not quite sure, was that the North Carolina Garrison?
Devin's only excited a little bit.
Totally casual about this. It's fine.
Totally
Not
casual.
fangirling at all.
Not at all.
So the other thing that you all have, so this is a real way to celebrate comic books and the graphic novels. And for folks who have never really taken the time to explore graphic novels and how that storytelling literary method is so different, but is so exciting. I mean, this is something really cool for you all to introduce to the public as well, for those who might be novices. This is something you're trying to aim to do as well.
Yeah, we're highlighting the fact that, like Jim was saying, this is a literary form, and this is a way not only to convey a storytelling aspect, but also to convey that art aspect. So we're trying to really show the community that, yes, of course, with this being around Free Comic Book Day, that comic books are a form of literature that people can enjoy, and that's not just kids who are starting out, that's all ages. So that's something that we're definitely trying to highlight with this event.
Fantastic. Now, it's not just come in and dress up like, Wonder Woman, but it's also the fact that you have some vendors there as well. This is a real interactive experience.
Oh yeah. We had about 9 or 10 vendors last year, and we're pretty much at double capacity for that.
Wow.
We are also getting some food trucks to participate as well this year, so we're definitely hoping to keep people all day to showcase everything that we have, because there's going to be a lot this year.
Fantastic. Now, again, we want to remind people, Jen, exactly where Main Branch is. If folks are, new to the area or perhaps live out in other areas, use their branches. How do we find Main Branch, and how do we get there to this fantastic event?
Well, again, it is on Saturday, May 18th from 10 to 3. Main Branch in Jacksonville is on 58 Doris Avenue East.
Very good. So just off of Gum Branch and just off of Henderson, sort of right in the middle.
Yes.
Right in the middle there. Let's direct folks to your website, to your socials, your main telephone number at Main Branch, just in case they have more questions.
You can always find us on Facebook, just following the Onslow County Public Library. Same thing with the Instagram. If you guys have any questions, it is 910-455-7350. And if you have any questions specifically about this event, please ask for Jen Mello and Devin.
All right. Now, I have to find out, do you have your costumes picked out?
Yes.
Is it top secret? Or are we going to have to just go to the event and see?
Yes, you will have to come.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. We've just got to go and find out. Jen Mello, Devin Rains, it is always a fun time talking with you all. Thank you for what you do and the fact that you love what you do. We really appreciate it.
Of course.
Yes,
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, as always, for joining us for Onslow County today, and a very special thank you to each of our guests. Matt Mano from the Onslow County Health Department, Darian Pelkey from the Onslow County Department of Social Services. Special thank you to our friends from Animal Services, Danny Cook and Jennifer Montefort, and of course, Bo. A special thank you to Lisa Rayburn from Onslow County Cooperative Extension, and our friends from the Onslow County Public Library, Tori Parks, Devin Rains, and Jen Mello. It is springtime. Things are starting to get in bloom, and it is the perfect time to get out and explore Onslow County today. We'll see you next time.